Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Cracking the GRE Math Subject Test. We're on the Precalculus chapter. This is our last question of the Precalculus chapter. We're looking for the value of arctangent of 1 plus arctangent of 2 plus arctangent of 3. This is a pretty tricky question, and I'll tell you why. Arctangent of 1 is easy. That's pi over 4, because 45 degrees. The tangent of 45 degrees is 1. So let's just write that down. Arctangent of 1 is pi over 4. Pi over 4. Now, arctangent of 2, we don't really have some formula or some easy to remember angle for that. And same goes for arctangent of 3. So let's just call arctangent of 2 alpha, and let's call arctangent of 3 beta. Okay, and let's just draw a little picture here. If this is alpha, then the tangent of alpha is 2, so that's 2 over 1. And the tangent of beta is 3, so it'll look something like that. Well, we're looking for alpha plus beta, right? That's what we're interested in, because that'll complete our sum. Right, so we want to know what is alpha plus beta? Question mark. Well, let's see. If we take the tangent of alpha plus beta, what do we get? Well, there's a sum of angle formula for tangent, but I don't remember it, but I do remember sine and cosine. So this is going to be sine of alpha plus beta over cosine of alpha plus beta. Well, sine of alpha plus beta is sine alpha cosine alpha, cosine beta, sine cosine cosine sine, sine cosine plus cosine alpha sine beta, all over cosine alpha cosine beta, cosine cosine, minus sine alpha sine beta. Now, what's the sine and the cosine of alpha and the sine and cosine of beta? Well, if we find the hypotenuse here, that's going to be 1 plus 4. That's going to be square root of 5. And here it's going to be the square root of 1 plus 9, so that's 10. So the sine of alpha is going to equal opposite over hypotenuse, so that's 2 over root 5. Cosine of alpha is going to be adjacent over hypotenuse, so that's 1 over root 5. Sine of beta is going to be 3 over root 10. And cosine of beta is going to be 1 over root 10. So let's plug that in. What do we get? Sine of alpha, so that's 2 over root 5. Cosine of beta, that's 1 over root 10. Plus cosine of alpha, that's 1 over root 5. Sine of beta is 3 over root 10. All over cosine of alpha, that's 1 over root 5. Cosine of beta is 1 over root 10. Minus sine of alpha, that's 2 over root 5. And sine of beta, which is 3 over root 10. So here we're going to have 2 over root 50 plus 3 over root 50, so that's 5 over root 50. And in the denominator we're going to have 1 over root 50 minus 6 over root 50, so that's negative 5 over root 50. The root 50 and the root 50 cancel out, and we get 5 over negative 5, which is just negative 1. Why did I do this whole calculation of tangent of alpha plus beta Well, this is going to help us find alpha plus beta, because tangent of alpha plus beta turns out to be -1. And that means that alpha plus beta is that angle whose tangent is -1. Well, that could either be that could either be 3/4 pi, 3 pi over 4, or it could be, remember that tangent is also negative in the fourth quadrant, so it could also be, let's see, 2 pi is 8/4, so this would be 7/4 pi, 7 pi over 4. Well, since we know that alpha and beta are each between 0 and pi over 2, because arctangent is between -pi over 2 and pi over 2. So if you're taking the arctangent of a positive number, it's going to be between 0 and pi over 2. Then their sum cannot be more than pi. So from this we know that that alpha plus beta is 3 pi over 4. Okay, so alpha plus beta is 3 pi over 4. And so this whole part here is 3 pi over 4. And we already said that arctangent of 1 is pi over 4. So their sum is just going to be 4 pi over 4, or pi. So our answer is B.